I don't know if I'm gonna like it now.
Yep. All right, I call this meeting to order on the 22nd of April, 7:01. I guess Rob, you're technically an alternate. So someone want to make a motion to
I'll make a motion
to seat
Rob
for
place of
Hunt-
Tracy.
well, no, not Tracy, she's on her way.
Oh, is she?
For Scott.
Okay.
You second?
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. I know Tom and I were, I think some of you logged in, I know you logged in last night, I'm not sure if you logged in to the hearing last night.
No, Denise was listening to it.
Okay.
We're kind of on and off.
Yeah. Any updates from that or anything else you wanna bring up?
Only that, the town clerk's got the questions for the ballot. And the number changed from 3.5 million to 3,530,000 for some unknown reason, no explanation. So they added 30,000 to what I thought was voted on, but I'd like to see the vote from what the Board of Ed approved for the loan.
Yeah, cause they made a motion in that meeting to approve to go to the towns for 3.5 million, so I'm not sure they can change that.
Have to do a little digging.
You wanna send me that note? I can,
The,
did they send you a note on that, or,
no, it was
the
the
ballot?
verbiage for the ballots,
Okay,
the questions for the ballots.
okay. Any other town items of note since last week?
No, that's nothing.
Okay, and then, Rick, thanks for joining. You sent me based on the school budget numbers. It was, let me get on your mill rate calculation. Did everyone kind of go through the Excel sheet that I sent? You plugged in the numbers for,
Want to share it?
yeah. Plugged in the numbers, which I thought was kind of a cool idea. Share it here. You plugged in the numbers for the mill rate and kind of broke it out by town, which is actually 3% less, right?
Yeah,
For our operating, what do you mean by, can you just explain what you mean by CRN? Capital non-reoccurring,
capital, that's including capital non-reoccurring. So again, a lot of that money was the drop of capital non-recurring. We dropped it by 200,000 in this. I mean, it presented budget, it's not your budget. But if we did drop it by 200,000, again, we'd come in 3% under as far as a mill value. And again, Region 20, even though the school budget's up 13.79, our town took the biggest hit. I think now we're on this budget, we're worth like 15 point something, like 2.3 or something, and it really cost us $100,000 more than other towns. So we didn't just get hit with the 13%. We also had a mix with the children. Even though it only, the children only went up 0.25, it ended up costing us $100,000 additional. So we kind of got a double whammy.
Kids. Wow. Sorry.
Did the other towns lose a percentage? Is that why?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have it, but that Goshen, even though Goshen's 20% of the budget, 21% of the budget, their budget's actually going up only 897, and ours is going up 812. So they dropped.
yes, we had to make up for the decrease in student population. For
Correct,
the two
yeah.
towns that went down, so the two towns that went up, Morris and, was it Warren?
Yeah.
Went up in population, so we have to sort of make up the difference.
Yeah,
So
it
we're
gets
at-
later on. It gets later on to, again, even though the school budget went up, the 13, when it goes to individual towns, we took a decent hit.
Wow.
So that's the 17% increase?
That includes also the Region 6. So I guess Tom had a meeting with the pension, the guy the actuary who holds our pension or gives us guidance on the pension. We were able to drop that from 200,000 where we had as a stakeholder down to 105.
Okay,
So that's good news. So that really took over the population change, really, when you look at how the budget was going to be presented. I think the budget was going to be 17% of a mill rate increase, even if we had the same amount of kids at 13%, if we kept the $200,000 in there. So it was a wash overall, but it's still a lot of money.
yeah,
So when you add in the pension, I mean, you can see it right there. When, last year was, 5.1 million. This year is 6 million. So
right,
$900,000 increase just in total there. The total budget, again, this ain't the final budget. Obviously, you guys got to do what you guys are doing, but it's going up 800,000. So we did take away some of that money, mitigated a little bit of it, but still, it's up $800,000.
right, so a total of 8% total increase,
Well, that's right there, that's what the school is on.
right,
We'd be flat with the school, and that's gonna cost us to 138,
Yep.
And that's now 18.9. Wow. That's almost 19, we're back, whatever we gained.
yeah, so 18.9.
That's too much.
I mean, on the bright side, I know we don't, they did give us back $350,000 when Region 6 dissolved, which I don't know why they gave us back the money if they needed to spend, but they gave us back 350,000. So, again, that's what's going to help the surplus as far as be able to offset some of the mill rate.
Right,
Right, and that's this year, but next year, there's nothing gonna save you.
no, and that's gonna
And
be
it's
up,
going 6% next year guaranteed, unless something drastic happens, and then, and you got that bond, or that loan, or whatever, I mean, this is just, it's not sustainable year over year over year, I don't know. Or just gonna go,
yeah. So next year,
maybe in 20.
if the loan goes through, they basically pulled $1 million out for capital for next year to keep the budget.
It's still gonna be 6%,
6%.
which means we're gonna pull a 0.68 mill rate increase instantly
Mhm.
from this year's number. If, just looking at the education.
Right, we're gonna
Which
go up
sucks.
another mill next year. Just automatically, and we haven't even touched the town. We haven't given anything else to our
Yep.
town budgets. I mean, they're flat, you're down 3%, it looks, the base is down. So, I mean, we're taking away from.
Our town,
From everybody in the town, because,
including capital non-recurring.
including capital,
And that's where you
so.
and the capital project committee, I mean, you forecast this out for 10 years, but we may have to look.
I mean, I don't know what to do,
It's in here.
Yeah, if there's
you know,
whatever.
So is this the
Yeah.
total here?
Yeah.
Well, it's still at 616?
what does it-
I think if you go, I mean, that looks good. If you go to the fund balance page, we're gonna be down to 10,870, so basically 11%. It's gonna be hard. I mean, we're gonna have a surplus this year. I don't know if it's gonna be $500,000. But we do have the 175 from the school. We may want to look at, again, this is just my opinion, lower the 550 this year, and then lower capital the same amount, because you do have a balance in capital of 246,000 unassigned. Just so you can have some money in the tank for next year if you have to use, because if you have to reduce how much you can pull out of fund balance next year, plus take a 6% increase in the school, you might go up more than $1 million if you don't have the
Next-
money.
Right,
Yeah, those two items get us $415,000 that you just mentioned, the 175 and the 240 unassigned.
Or you go up more this year and try to balance it next year, so you go up 1.5 million this year.
Yeah, I mean, you might wanna, again, that approved transfer, if you take it down to 475.
See what happens if you go to 475.
So you
here,
do a minus 475 there?
Yep. And then you get to the final again.
So that keeps you flat to last year's fund balance. And then you can see what it does to the mill rate. Goes to 19.13.
So what about the 175 we're talking about? Should we look at it with the 175?
No, because that 175 will be counted as next year's fund balance. It's not in fund balance yet. That'll be good news at the end of this year.
Six.
well, 11.6, but that doesn't put the money back in.
No, but we're gonna have money coming in and then, I don't know.
Well, are
So
we
the,
looking
so the
at
way, so just so you guys know, so if you look at the ending general fund balance,
Yeah,
see how it says 1160?
Yeah,
yeah,
So the 175 will get layered onto there, plus whatever other good news we have.
13 plus.
right.
That'll
so
get you back to the 1.6 million where you want to be, so you have some money to play with.
Right,
If
so
you,
that will balance out. Is this, do you think, Rick, the better way to go this year, the safer route?
oh, I think it might be, instead of going back and forth every year. I mean, I don't mind dropping capital non-recurrent to 450 either. You know what I mean? You don't, again, I'm not looking really to lower them, I'm looking to see where the money, you do have money unassigned. You have
Yeah, go back to the capital, sure, this one. So, I mean, are you saying take the unassigned and put it there and not? Look at the bottom and see what the totals are from year to year to year, just look it at the bottom. Okay, so like this year is gonna be the 610 or 605. Next year's down, and that's saying that nothing blows up or
Right,
we don't add to it. So we're kind of in but if we knock this down, we use some of that unassigned. And we'll use it all, cause if something comes up mid-year,
yeah,
Tracy, where are you seeing the unassigned on that?
So the
Rick
so the unassigned's on
just
the,
told us it was
on the
2
capital projects page.
That's the 240 you
That's
mentioned.
yeah,
Yeah, so if you go back to, I wish I was there to show you. So if you look at the top there, so
Yeah.
with this year, you're gonna end up, if you approve $500,000 deposit, at the end of the year, you're gonna still have an ending fund balance of $250,000.
right,
right,
So if you look at next year, if we're projecting 530, say it goes to 575, we don't know what's gonna come up. You still would be able to stay at 500,000 and have money in unassigned to cover the rest of it.
or would you go to 400,000 for proposed fund deposits?
But again, if you keep this mill rate lower, then you just keep jumping. I think we have to try to get the 550 we're moving from fund balance down.
yeah, because we're
Top the-
kind of doing that year after year after year.
Yeah, and I don't think it's sustainable past another year or two.
And we
Because
gotta
now it's
be-
down to 11. When we started moving stuff, our fund balance was at 12, 13%. Now it's down to 11 and a half. And you don't want it to get down to 10.
Right.
We wanted to be between 12 and 14.
14.
There's no
Right.
set, it's a personal guide.
Right,
There's nothing
Well,
saying.
we said.
it's a
we-
guideline, it's not.
But we
like-
have bills to pay too, though.
Whatever the heck we wanna do,
Correct.
so. Right, we have to cover our bills, and that's why we don't go that low. We used to have it a lot higher. The truth
It was
is,
like 18%.
we had a lot higher, we kinda got in trouble for it.
The only decision we have to
Yeah.
make is, are we gonna eat it this year, or are we gonna spread it out between the next few?
But we know we're eating it next year, and that's the hard part.
But what I'm saying is, if we take a larger chunk this year when our public is expecting it,
Right.
because they are expecting it, then
Well,
a lot of it has to do whether or not that loan goes through. Right?
Sure.
True. Well, I don't think we can finalize anything until
No,
we know, but we can put this out, cause I think also the thing that nobody is, we're getting drowned out. Because right now it's go to the website and add, divide by, add to, and I looked at it and it does not equal anything close to what it's gonna be.
maybe we
So
run the
gotta-
exercise.
We gotta run this,
Yeah, so-
we gotta get it out there.
Yeah, maybe we run the exercise with
Is
the
this,
mill
is
rate.
this property value, 70% or is this total?
That's if your property value is that.
On the grand
So,
list?
on your grand list, if you're looking at,
So yeah,
So if you're $600,000, you're,
but you didn't even, you went to 1897.
Right.
We're talking 19
I
something.
know,
yeah,
we weren't talking
So-
that this.
No,
morning.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
saying, when you go to, right now, every place you can be on social media says, go to the Region 20 website.
I know,
And
that's
if
just
you
for,
kept.
Yeah.
That's what people are doing
Oh, I
though.
know.
What I'm saying is whatever we do, even if we don't know what we're doing, get it out in front of people.
Yeah.
Because right now it says like, according to their website, I'm going up $30. And I know it's not going to $30, it's going to like, I know it's
right,
going
so
up
if
a lot.
your property value is assessed, right?
I believe it'd be assessed.
Assessed value, yes.
So 300,000, you're going up $423. If your property value is 600, you're going up $834.
Right, what I'm saying is where everybody is being led to go to.
No,
is-
that's just for the loan, right?
No,
No,
that's for
that's-
that's for the taxes, that's the
milling.
counter to, oh my God, mill rates are rising.
The loan is gonna be spread
The
out
loan
through
has
the next,
nothing to
it's
do
gonna be a
with that.
line item for next 30 years.
Right, it's a line item for 30 years in that educational budget.
But we may actually someday get to a point, now, if we're now at the point where we're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be paying this off early because we do not have the cash. Then there's no prepayment penalty, and maybe the towns will have a surplus someday.
Yeah, so I talked to the first selectmen
Yeah,
last
right.
night and some of the board of finance, and some of them were interested in doing a supplemental to the towns. So,
But some of them aren't.
well, I don't think any of them can pull it out of fund balance.
Now,
Warren can.
that'd be
I don't want
interesting,
him.
that'd be interesting to look at, what were we at 600,000+ for our share of that loan?
Yeah,
Rick, do you remember? Was it 600,000 for our share of the loan?
What, 3.5 million?
Yeah, that we,
Um,
for the two
no,
point three million.
2.3.
Oh, 2.3, but I think they approved going for 3.5.
Right,
That's because of capital. If this is all predicated on
it passing.
it passing, if it does not pass, 3.5 is a made up number. A million's gotta go, probably will go back in the budget and we're looking to get 2.3.
Yeah, but I don't know how many can go back in the budget if they do the budget.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Already
Well, that
approved
is
the budget.
probably
So-
right, but then
So
again,
at 2.5,
we have a public hearing, so you wanna start naming off things that are gonna stop you, what are you gonna do with that capital?
so at 2.5, it's $370,000.
Okay, and that is what, maybe a third of, 2/3 of a mil?
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people.
I mean, the way I look at it is if your taxes right now are $5,000 and 8% increase, you're gonna be paying $400 more a year and about $33 a month
Mhm.
on this budget.
That's one pizza.
That's a pizza.
That's a very,
It's maybe in Boston.
Large.
that's a.
Plain
that's
pizza
even
from home.
Delivered. food. That's
Yeah,
a
I mean,
Pepsi
10% would be $500.
The help latte,
Right.
So,
Oh,
if you fly to Seattle, we'll get it.
okey dokey.
So,
And does this, mill rate calc also include the 400, well, it's our portion of the 400,000? For the bills?
that's
No.
what the
Part
two
of the
point
loan.
three is,
Part
that's
of
the
the
loan,
yeah, I think that's in the school budget.
which,
So the town's not, so our position is the town's not liable for the
for the what?
$400,000.
The outstanding invoices from Region 6, Region 20, which
I thought those were put into, or,
that's part of the loans.
that's,
town-
that's a loan.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter anymore,
Right.
like that was thrown at the 11th hour, when those invoices came up, that's when they said, oh, we need that. So,
So Tom specifically asked last night, I don't know if you were listening in, but
no,
he specifically asked last night, explain the 3.5. And there was 400,000 that were put in there anticipating the town's not paying
right,
those loans.
yeah, I'm totally aware of it.
Okay, so if the town's not paying the loans, then we're not paying the loans,
The invoice.
the invoices, I'm sorry.
The invoices, no, we're paying for them in the loan,
Right, but not out of our,
but
We're
now
not-
what's not,
Morris is not writing
Writing
a
a
check.
check, yeah.
yeah, I've known that, yes.
Right.
I'm on the board of
Yeah, I know.
that, by the way. But the question is now, and this, what's Litchfield doing? Because Litchfield, is that part of the rolled into the 400,000? Because they were like, we're owed money from Region 6. Or is that, they just take all the invoice and go, just,
Well,
Stuff
if
it
they wanna
into
do
law?
that, then we
Sure.
have to go line by line, because a lot of that crap doesn't belong to us.
well,
That's
but
Region 20.
that's Region 20.
I'm just saying, some of the stuff that they say is a Region
Six.
6 item that was spent is not a Region 6 item. It was actually a
Right.
Region 20 purchase. So it was Region 20 swag, it was Region 20 re-gearing the school.
Right, but you have Litchfield in there saying, well, wait a minute. We had money taken from our town coffers to pay for what was Region 6.
We're not gonna, it's not gonna matter. If we don't have a forensic audit, we're just gonna end up eating it. So,
Do they, okay, cause that never was really kind of addressed, that sort of died. I knew they took I knew it was like, oh, we have these invoices and you need to pay them, and then the town, and the selectmen said, what invoices, and they said, oh, and then they immediately rolled that in from 1.9 to the 2.3.
The only other outstanding thing, probably from Region 6 that we do have is the unemployment cost for Department of Labor,
Right.
which we owe,
Right.
which is, last we heard was around 35,000 total.
and you
Like
said,
Fort Morris.
Total
No,
for
no,
three
three
towns.
times.
you said you have a current like trustee to manage it.
Well, no, this is the unemployment.
Yeah, same person that does our town
No,
stuff.
no, this is a
No.
bill from Department of Labor.
Well.
Oh, I'm saying to manage the pensions. Are we
No,
talking about
it's
something
separate.
separate? Separate?
We're paying unemployment for our former.
A number of people. Yeah,
Okay.
Do you think we'd be able to come up with a suggested mill for Morris so people could do the
Yes,
calculations?
I think we could do it based on what we have now, if we all agree that we take a little more of a hit this year.
I think that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Public's
I
already
agree too.
fired up.
I gotta get it out there.
I don't wanna cut the town budget
It's already done.
more than 3%.
Yep.
Public knows that the schools gonna ask for more.
I would love to not go below 13%,
Right.
so that we have a buffer if stuff
Well,
happens.
Best puts us, we said, Rick, what were we on, go back to the fund balance page, just so we're all good. This way. That way, next. There you go. Okay, so that puts 11,602, but Rick, you said we should be back up to 13.
Yeah, what do we got
End of
add,
the
what do we
year.
have to add in there?
175.
Well, no, so at the end of the year, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be at least adding $400,000 back in there. We got the 175,
Okay.
we got the 175
248.
from there, and then we're not gonna expend every
No,
dollar
228
out of,
discount.
I'm sorry, we're not gonna expend every dollar on the expense line. So, I mean, unless something major happens that's beyond Tom and anyone's control.
Right,
So
what
right
do you-
now, we'll end up, so right there, we'll end up at 1160, you add the 175, you add 400, we'll probably be somewhere around 1.56. So we'll still have money to move over next year. It just, we're not gonna,
Right.
We'd keep it
So-
more, I think we have to get off that
Just-
juice.
just to see.
oh, you wanna play, sure,
What?
why not?
So that's 16%.
Right, so we offset. 475, it brings us down, but we're gonna go back up, so we're gonna be. Around the sweet spot that you were talking about, Hunter.
So,
13.
13.
hey, just devil's advocate for Tom and Rick, do we see any state grants that we currently receive that we don't expect next year because the state's gonna probably tighten up a little more, or no?
I mean, Tom, you've been hearing, I haven't really, the things we get are pretty much basic stuff that we don't,
We don't get a lot.
Well, yeah,
I mean-
you've gotten a lot of town and road,
Well,
I
Town
mean,
Aid Road is
yeah, some,
pretty much stayed the same for quite a long time. The other ones are very minor. ECS has grown, I gotta say.
my concern is if we stop getting federal monies because we're not
You never know what the state's gonna do.
ball, then.
I mean, that whole 4,100 there, that's all state.
Education equalization is up,
Where's
right?
that?
No, it's the same?
Yeah, it's up.
Oh, okay,
260 or 250.
250, but it looked like it's the same as last.
Oh,
year,
you're saying the
right?
education equalization at 250?
I mean, right now, the state
Static.
gives us less than 0.5 mil. I mean,
Right,
we get $277,000 in the budget.
And is that to offset the cost of the,
what I'm
The
confused
eights?
about is column to column, Rick. Go up so it shows the column. If you would, please. So you have budget 24-25. You have the same numbers as 25-26.
Yeah, because it's a biannual state budget, so they will change it. They will change it at the end of the next month or
Oh, okay, so they don't, it doesn't,
we don't, that's the only thing I don't know what the final numbers are gonna be. I did
Okay.
read interest. Interest has been still good,
yeah.
so we're
Okay.
doing well in interest, but I did raise it for next year. I really
So
didn't
these
mess with,
come from town property, that one, oh, that's good.
Solar field.
The solar field, right?
yeah.
Building inspector fees, you expected to keep,
He's beating it every year. I mean, I
Yeah.
keep going up. He keeps beating it. So
Mhm.
I mean, I don't want to go too high, but it's
Yeah, no, I
pretty
get it.
solid.
then there's not.
sale of scrap should go to nothing? I thought they said they were gonna start paying for us to get the scrap taken out.
This
When I
is what
talked
they
to
bring up,
Dave.
this is what they bring up to Liberty, up in Torrington,
Yeah.
scrap metals.
Oh, okay, separate.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not, I
No,
mean, the
that's
biggest
what I-
risk is real estate not selling. That's the biggest risk, but again, that's $45,000.
Probably not for a while, not here anyways, I don't think. Okay, so go back to the mill rate, I guess, so. The mill rate calc is,
19.3 or 19.13.
1.55.
1.55% increase.
as much as it sucks, it's probably the safest bet out of, it's safer. Than.
So should we, I'm just throwing it out here, should we put something out on the town website that this, and it's
Proposed.
proposed like this? A little bit of narrative to it?
Trying to do every door direct mailer. With something similar to that, if you have a new proposed mill rate, we could adjust the numbers, so
Right.
people know what it means to them before they go to the vote.
Yeah.
With this,
Yeah, something like that.
right,
I do think, yeah, I think there should be really short bullets saying
Yeah.
the overall town budget has been decreased by 3%.
Right,
This is 100% on this school increases.
right, and it
So they-
really is, the school increase.
They're gonna vote on the school budget, not the
812,000.
town budget.
I'm sorry,
I said, so they're voting on the school budget, not the town budget at all.
100%.
But we have to get, I think it's important, because we all know. We all know that no matter how many, no matter what we do, you're gonna get a number of people. That are come waltzing in the door like they just woke up and. They're gonna vote the town budget down because
Yeah.
we increased it.
I think this.
I get it, but this is
a
the
little bit
first
different
educational
scenario
component.
this year.
And then when we have the town meeting, we do what we did past 3 years in a row with a PowerPoint presentation that's simple and just graphed out, just
Right, I just wanna
showing
get the information.
that we've been
out there.
flat for
Yeah.
4 years now. Fair, almost.
Well, we went down last year. We
Yeah.
They went down 120,000 one year.
Well, we would be,
Yeah, they can pick apart line items, that's fine, that's life.
I don't think they're gonna pick apart line items, it's not even what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, yes, I agree, get a mailer out there, but we gotta get this information out there, because no matter even with our
So
best
this-
efforts, you'll still get people that will vote the town budget down and not even realize that the school's up.
No, I'm with you, I
So
agree.
this is the budget that would be reviewed, correct?
Yeah,
But don't vote it in yet because we don't know
Right.
what's gonna happen.
So Tom, you guys are still working on a couple different line items here, right? Not line items, but.
Yeah, not much left. I'd have to go through it and just to double check, but I think pretty much every department's good. The big question was the pension for Region 6. We think we have that pretty much figured. There's a meeting next week with Dave Capoletti and Julia Cardillo at Region 20
Go back to the freaking.
to
Well,
make
I'm
sure
just
they,
looking at the town budget.
to make
right?
sure they figure out the
I'm
benefits
gonna help things
for the
along a little
pensioners.
bit because I can't.
Make sure that's not a liability for us.
Can we link a calculator to the town webpage?
Probably. We figure out how to do it.
Just take the fun,
So we can post the link.
No, I'm saying,
No,
yeah,
it's usually
Yeah,
posted,
we
but
post-
then you say, this is how you calculate your taxes.
I'm saying, yeah, we post the link on our card, and then, I don't know, I'd rather say do a QR code for Christ's sake.
Could you just quickly so I can.
Yeah.
Push information to the people that will push information.
The mill rate?
No. Yes, I think people ask me for this information, I wanna make sure I get it while I'm sitting in front of it.
So do you guys feel comfortable? I mean, there's a lot of discussion here, but do you feel this is the appropriate approach? Keep the town budget 2% reduction with an 18%. And we have to explain that too, because everyone's saying, well, it's only gonna be 13%.
They just said 3% earlier,
Yeah,
okay,
well, that
What
was
did we do
because,
to cause we changed the, fund balance.
fund balance.
gotcha.
So
So,
we took a little bit less out of fund balance, which I think is the right way to go. Cause we're sort of stuck on this,
Yeah,
using the fund balance to keep the mill rate down.
work your way off of that. a little bit.
So I think we need to kind of wean ourselves off of that. Year over year.
so we pulled 2% off of 30% of the budget, and then we're adding 18% to 70% of the budget.
Yeah.
What's the actual
Yeah.
cost, part of Region 20's budget, their total budget? I thought it was closer to 60%.
I think it was one year, we were damn near 70, and that was before Leone came on.
Cause you're,
So there's different parts of this, right? So the school budget is about
what's it?
60 something percent.
Oh, I
Right.
think is our
But there's fixed costs in the town, so like we can affect
17%.
17%. Cause you have
13%.
salaries, you have fixed costs that.
Yeah, we can affect
We can't-
13%,
we can't
17% is fixed. Now, that was last year, those are the numbers that stick in my head. But it'd be easy enough to figure out, because if we did our overall
Right
budget,
there.
65.7%,
What?
65.7
Is school budget.
school budget.
so we affect what, 35% divided by fixed costs, which we could do.
Yeah, so it's about 17-18% that we
Yeah.
really have. If you think about, I don't know, what's 18% of, $10 million, $10 million.
16% of 10 million,
Yeah,
1.6
right.
million.
So that's 1.6 million to run all of our departments.
Oh, yeah, right, it's ridiculous, it's amazing. But this town runs with that. That's that's not the fixed cost, that's the,
All right, so you have certain things
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't,
yeah, but I'm still,
Not
yeah,
pay.
it's amazing. I mean, we're paying for road, salt and sand and tires and gloves and fire equipment, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, you guys.
That's what we can do is get it out and inform everybody.
This is your first time going through this, but I mean, as a homeowner.
which is not the way we do this, But usually we're sitting there nickeling and diming our departments, but this time we're just like, they don't even matter because
You
it's
really
so
don't.
hard, it's so hard.
Well, they've been flat and they've been
And they
super
are flat.
honest for the past. I mean,
They are,
they've
they
been-
are.
they've been asked, they've been so transparent, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they've been so, they're so
But-
community sort of
get it.
oriented
We have
I
some
mean,
mindset.
good-
there's nothing we could do in the town budget to offset the
No.
18%,
No.
so,
No.
so
What?
it's.
You're just
we
gonna
could-
Right,
have
right, there's literally nothing we can do, so to get the, I mean, the mill
Yeah,
rate's gonna have to go up to it in,
3/4 of our
Like Hunter
departments
said,
down,
right,
that's
yeah,
gonna get.
but we're not
To
doing
affect
that.
to affect this right
To
here,
affect that?
you can piss some people off.
Right, yeah,
And unjustly, because the budget's pretty tight.
Right.
So,
right, yeah, to your point earlier, you know. Everyone's expecting the mill rate increase this year,
there's no way around it,
right?
either big bite now or two big bites.
So I can
Right.
say this, I can say
I-
to you guys,
I prefer to swallow
we
pill
can,
ones.
you can kind of look through all the different departments if you want. And meet next week, when the, so there's a
We don't
town, there's,
even meet until
Yeah,
after
right.
May
this.
sixth,
May sixth is the vote,
right, so May 5th, there's another hearing.
district meeting.
District
No,
meeting.
just,
Yeah,
that
adjourn
all
to
it is
referendum.
adjourn to referendum.
Right.
It's not even do anything.
All right, so that gets
So
us
Tom, you and
to,
I can work on
hey, do you know what time the,
communication.
May
Gotta go
sixth,
quick.
you know what time they'll, do
What?
we have to do it quickly,
you know what time they'll finish up on May sixth?
It's 7 o'clock, right?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock?
8 o'clock, we don't wanna
6
meet
to 8.
after that, do we?
No, we do not.
We could
Well,
always do we could always do a special, we could, depending if you guys are available Wednesday, Thursday,
Say, hey, let's meet after that. Is
we
that
could
what you
do a
said?
special meeting. Just call one,
What?
On Wednesday?
whenever
Yeah.
we agree we're available. Thursdays are awesome for me,
Are they?
I'm off work.
Thursdays are, May sixth is not May sixth is a Tuesday.
Right.
Right,
I'm just saying, if we wanna pick a day after, have a special meeting. And get together, rather than waiting to that following Tuesday, cause we have to go at pace,
Here, because
Right?
we have to be fast.
unless this just gets
I don't
voted
know.
down.
Well, so
If it gets voted down, we don't do shit anyway.
Well, so.
I mean, I
I
actually
just-
can meet that Tuesday night at
Yeah,
eight,
at the-
at 8 o'clock, just call me for 8 o'clock, we'll just get together and
Get-
see,
As soon as the vote's over,
and then
so
say,
the-
what
the-
do we have?
the
Who's
problem
gonna
might
call it? We'll have to
be,
get with the other towns,
sorry,
we'll have to get with the other towns so we can call it, like, right?
right, so if the loan goes through and the budget goes through. It is what
We
it is.
can approve this and move forward.
If the loan doesn't go through, the budget does go through,
they have a big mess on their.
We got a mess on our
Right,
hands,
or if-
and Board of Ed's gonna have to meet.
we
Well, I
can't meet.
wonder, the one thing is the Board of
I
Ed.
mean, we
might
can
meet
meet
that night.
still, but we don't have money. We don't
The
have,
Board of Ed might meet
numbers.
that night,
Sorry?
the Board of Ed might
Might.
call a special meeting for that.
Poly
night.
Market says. It's
What?
not going through, you do Poly Market?
Yeah.
Alright, Poly Market betting says it's not gonna go through,
No,
no,
Well, you gotta, I
You
don't know,
have-
you,
I
you
mean-
got some parents that
I
don't
get you.
care.
I'm just, I'm looking at it from people I know, maybe my demographic's different.
My demographic is saying, I don't have anybody in my demographic. I
We'll figure it out, we'll have to figure it out as it comes.
Won't know until
It's
Tuesday.
Vegas
night.
Hey,
out.
how long does it take for
Check
us
with the
to,
lunch.
what's notification for a special meeting, Tracy?
24 hours.
24, so we can,
I think,
if it
right?
passes, then we could do a
You got,
special.
well, you
meeting.
gotta put it on the website, so you gotta.
I think we can call it, I don't know if the school will call it or they'll wait
We
2
could-
more
we could
weeks,
do-
or I don't know what they'll do.
We could do a
'cause they have
meeting
no
at
sense
8
of
o'clock,
urgency.
and then if it gets too late, we can cancel it.
No, I'm saying if the school, the Board of Ed. Although I don't, nobody's even said that, I think the next meeting is like May 22nd,
Yeah.
it may just go
Yeah.
May 22nd, I have no idea,
Will they release it that night, you think?
they have no choice,
Well, they
Pass
let
or
you know,
fail? Yeah,
I mean, alls we need
probably
is,
paper ballot, we'll count it up and let us know.
right, we gotta, every town, we gotta have one. I don't know, have somebody sitting in every town beforehand, and then when the numbers come out, the registrars will have them, and we'll just get them together.
Yeah, they usually vote on the.
Get a
agenda.
runner on somebody, or just have somebody
4
call.
tables, each town goes to their own table.
No, that's a.
No, it's
Huh?
town
That's
to
a, it's a
town.
district vote, or at the high school. We're doing machines here.
Oh, right.
Right, so you need each polling place, you need somebody
Yes, right.
there
Right.
to have the final.
You're right.
Well, they'll call them in.
Yeah.
Right, or we just call each other. Which
It's pretty quick to,
It should be,
Should be
hopefully,
fast.
although we have new machines just got delivered.
Oh, goody.
We're probably one of the
What
guinea
could go
pigs in
wrong?
the state, so.
all 4 towns?
I'm not sure if the other towns got them too, but we got them.
So is Carrie still in charge of that?
Carrie and Larry,
Alright, so hopefully they practice.
they have training, I think tomorrow.
Good.
I think Litchfield's having a vote
All right.
on the fifth, and they have to do it again, something came up where they were doing this on May sixth, and the registrars were like, no, you can't, I don't know. what
That's
it
right,
was.
yeah, cause you gotta.
Oh, the
quarantine
borough.
machines.
All right, so we've reviewed the,
Yeah, you gotta hold the machines.
25-26 budget. We sort of talked about the school budget update. Any other new business, Tom or Rick or anybody else?
Yeah.
I did want to just bring up real quick the meeting minutes from last week. Hunter sent them out right before this meeting, which is.
That's so awesome.
So awesome.
I'm free, that's what it is, I'm free.
You did not send them to everybody, correct?
I did not, cause I do not have their, contact list.
You can't vote on it.
Well, I could bring it up.
That's all right, hey, just sit on it, we'll do it next week.
All right. Well, we're not meeting next week, are we?
You guys
We
don't
can
have
do
it.
it Next time.
Yeah.
It's fine, just get Hunter.
Just send it to
make sure-
everybody. Respond to all. On a
What
meeting.
about did you decide on a meeting with the superintendent or not?
She never got back to me. I was thinking that we were gonna meet next week, if she's available, the superintendent
The
and.
superintendent as of May first becomes he.
Yes,
Yeah, but he's.
Oh, the reason
he's been
I
going town to town.
picked them to you
Who's
is
gonna go to
I
him?
don't have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
electronic version of the CNR paid that we
okay.
pushed over that we had
All right,
to
I'll give you-
attach. So if you wanna attach that for me, or if you have it for the attachment. So it's line 2 on my notes, whatever,
Did you send it to us?
no, but I will.
yeah, there's an attachment to it that just covers the $53,000 that we.
All right, this is what I'll do. Cause this is in a Word doc or a Google Doc. So I'll save it as a Word doc and then include the CNR. I send it to.
I'll start putting in words.
So I'll let you know about next week, basically, because, Chris did
Well,
not respond. back
yeah,
to me.
what would you do if you had a meeting after you know what the vote was? What would you do at your meeting? Would you set a hearing date, if everything passed,
Right,
Everything
yes,
passed.
yeah.
set a hearing date?
Yep.
Okay,
Run
Yeah.
through the numbers to the town. Hopefully more than 4 people show up.
Oh, they will.
oh, yeah.
Oh, this year's gonna be a wee difficult.
If either way, people are gonna, if this passes and it's a slim margin, then we're gonna have trouble passing the town vote.
Yeah,
That's a just fact of life.
it won't put that much of the mill.
I understand it's not our fault, but I
I
think
know.
they're just pissed.
That's why I wanted to get
People are being pissed.
communication out.
That's why I wanna get in front of it so people know exactly.
Yep.
That it's the school.
All right, anything else?
Richard?
Who's
I'm
Richard?
good.
No? All right, public comment, Joel, Richard?
The referendum date for school, what was that again?
It's 6th,
May sixth,
May 6th,
6 AM, 8 PM,
6 PM, 8 PM?
6 AM, 8 PM.
Oh, 6 AM, right, so it's a full day.
Yeah, so it's so long, but it'll be here, it's like a regular vote, yeah.
Correct.
I did have a question on the general selectmen's budget, if you could call that back up, my site isn't as good as it could be. And if you're not paying attention, you go through too fast anyways.
Joe, what was the,
General selectmen's budget,
General government.
while he's scrolling, I can ask another question, but this is not really a board of finance question. Tom, maybe you can direct me, or just say it's
Yeah.
not the sign for it. You had, the bid opening for the John White,
They pushed it out,
they did push out, okay.
yeah, I think it's towards the end of this month.
Okay, I just didn't know and I didn't get a chance, so
Yeah.
take time to talk.
There you go, Joel.
Oh, sure, you say that now.
Is there any particular line item?
Can you press that plus sign on the bottom?
Oops,
Not that one.
Yeah, no, that was just what I was looking at, and that's okay. And I did have another question. I know we had cashed a couple checks out of the emergency management director's fund. And I was just curious if I could get a copy of. There was 4 checks that I had questions on. And I'll pass them along. You can get to it when you get a chance. But I just didn't know what line item that was coming out of.
Did you already do an FOI request?
That's it right there in front of you. You can take it. Treat it.
Does that run, that doesn't run through us though, does it?
Well, it's a budget question. It's, what is the budget?
Okay,
Other than that, I think we're gonna get killed by the school.
What?
We're gonna get killed by the school.
Is it all the same?
No,
No, there was 4 checks.
I will look into this.
No, I have another question, thank you.
so
Okay.
Joel,
Rich, I'm sorry, just, there's another person, I don't know. There's any other comment? Just not hearing some, okay.
You were thinking of it, Tracy.
yeah, do your thing. This school budget's up 18%, do your thing.
You know, I got a.
Focus, please, focus
I
your
got a lot of
energy.
crap about 30 years ago, because I know you guys know I'm miserable. When, and we're still recording this, so I'll be very.
you said it, dude, you said.
The chairman of the Board of Education said, "Oh, Joel, you want the best for your children." And this is the same exact thing you hear even today, but if you don't get this, your kids are gonna be stupid. I gave her an answer, she ran screaming from the room,
Okay,
because that was the mentality she had, she didn't wanna hear it. All right. You know, I'm negative, so I left off the important part of that whole meeting, but. Thanks.
well, I say you revive whatever you said, so more people can go run screaming for the room and we're all happy.
You can't make this stuff up, I'm really good.
Oh, God.
Anyways, thanks, I had nothing else.
All right. Hearing nothing else, it
Motion
is
to adjourn.
7:48, make a motion to adjourn. Tracy seconds, all those in favor?
Aye.
And I got the call.